Hey guys, today's Wednesday and your workout of the day is called Whatever's Left. You've got 3 5-minute AMRAPs. Your first AMRAP is going to be a 400 metre buy-in. Once you've done that 400 metre buy-in, with your remaining time, you're going to do as many rounds of 12 thrusters and 12 sit-ups as you can. Once that 5 minutes is up, you're going to rest for 5 minutes. You're going to go into a second 5-minute AMRAP of another 400 metre buy-in. With your time remaining, you're going to do 9 thrusters and 9 weighted sit-ups. Then you're going to rest 5 minutes and you're going to go into your third 5-minute AMRAP. Do that 400 metre buy-in one final time. You then got, with the remaining time, 6 thrusters and 6 V-ups to complete. We'll talk about strategy and how to pace the workout a little bit later. For now, let's just start off with getting warm. We're going to do 30 seconds each. The first move we're going to do today is inchworm to push-up. So I'm going to hinge at those hips, touching that floor, just slightly walking forwards into that push-up position, and then back up. Three, 2, 1. Standing up there. All we're going to do now is pop ourselves onto the floor, and we're going to hold up dog for 30 seconds. So all I'm going to do is come onto my stomach. My hands are going to be just in front of me in like a normal push-up position, and then I'm going to push my chest up and stretch that lower back off. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up there. All we're going to do, we're going to stay on the floor. We're going to go for some shoulder taps. So I'm going to come into that push-up position or a top plank, and for 30 seconds we're going to just bring one arm to the shoulder. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax in there. We're then going to go into some arch holds or arc holds, sorry. So all I'm going to do is lie on my front. My arm's going to be out in front of me. I'm then just going to tense my lower back, my glutes, my hamstrings, lift that head and chest up, and tense on the back of the front of a pull-up or a kip, sorry. So the arms are in front of us. We're then going to draw all our muscles in our back, in our lower back, in our legs. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds. If you are struggling, you can relax and then come back up to it. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax there. On to off. Back to now. We're going to do the exact opposite, but we're going to do the hollow hold this time. We're going to try and hold that for 30 seconds. So arms out in front of us. Toes pointed. Nice and tight. Holding that for 30 seconds. If you are struggling, you can bring one leg in and then change it over. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax in there. All we're going to do now is to keep our legs out straight where they are when we have some straight leg sit-ups. So my knees are going to be quite soft, they don't have to be dead straight. We're just going to send ourselves back nice and slowly, and then come up for 30 seconds. And time. All we're going to do now is go into some glute bridges. I'm going to stay in the position I'm at. My feet can come in a little bit closer. I'm going to bring that back to the floor. I'm not going to move out of the way of the camera. All I'm going to do now is just bring my hips to the ceiling. And then back down for 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All we do now is the single leg version of the glute bridges on both legs. So one leg's going to stick out straight. We're then going to go for another 30 seconds of glute bridges on that single leg. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and changing legs. We're going to do the exact same thing on that other leg. And relaxing there. All we do now is go into some glute bridge walkouts. So I'm going to raise my hips to the ceiling, take a little step out, another little step out, and then we're going to reverse it, bring it back in, and then come down. That'll be 1 rep. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. So, raising those hips to the ceiling, we're going to take a few small steps out, making sure those hips are pushed into the ceiling again. Exact same thing. And back in a little bit, and then reset. Three, 2, 1, relax in there. All we do now is go for the last one. 30 seconds of air squats. Just sending those hips back and down. Getting those hips below parallel if we can. Three, 2, 1, and relax there. All we're going to do now is go into a little bit of a weighted warm-up. We'll then go through some mobility, practice the movements, and we'll get into this workout. All you're going to need is one of the weights that you're going to be using for the workout. So the thrusters in this are double dumbbell or double weighted. If you've not got that, it's absolutely fine. You can just use a normal weighted pack or a barbell or something if you have that at home. But if you do have single weights like this, we'd recommend using those for the workout. We're going to start off with 5 good mornings, keeping that weight nice and close to our chest and hinging at those hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping that weight exactly where it is, going straight into 5 goblet squats. And standing back up. All we're going to do now is go into 5 strict presses. So that weight's going to come near our chin, our elbows going to be nice and high. Just going to drive to the ceiling and bring that weight back down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Onto the floor now. I'm going to do 5 Romanian deadlifts. All we're waiting for is, if it's a weight like this, it's a little bit bigger, wait till those wrists past the knees. If you've got a PVC, like a weighted bar or something, you can just go to mid shin and that'll be perfectly fine. Very similar to that good morning. It's nice soft knees, hinging those hips, keeping that back nice and tight, which is going to go until our wrist past the middle of our knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Standing back up there. Nice work, everybody. All we're going to do now is go into a little bit of mobility, and then we'll get into some movement prep. All I want you to do is find yourself a wall. I'm going to use a post just to demo this. I'm going to go for 1.5 minutes of in a wall twist, sorry. So all we're going to do is come next to that wall. We're going to come into a nice deep squat. One hand's going to stay on the floor, keeping us grounded. We're then going to twist back up and stretch off that upper thoracic and our chest a little bit. I'll wait for you to get into this position. In 3, 2, 1. We're going to squat down together, put one hand on the floor. I'm going to twist for 1.5 minutes. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Easing off there. We're then going to swap arms and do that for another minute on the other side. Coming back down into that squat. Hand on that floor. Reaching for the ceiling. Forward with that. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. And standing back up there. Well done, everybody. So what we're going to do now, we're going to work through the 2 movements to start with. We're going to start with our thrusters. So we're going to grab ourselves our pack or our 2 dumbbells or 2 weights that we're going to be using for the thrusters. All I want us to do is bring them into the front rack position. This elbow's going to be nice and high. Imagine that we're either got 2 dumbbells on our shoulders or a barbell in front of us, pushing those elbows up to the ceiling. We're going to go for 5 front squats, sending those hips back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing back up, give those legs a little shake off. Elbows going to stay exactly where they are. We're going to go for 5 push presses. So we're going to dip, break those hips a little bit, pop them, and we're going to drive that weight to the ceiling to finish off. We're going to do 5 reps together. 1, 2, 3. Trying to keep that core tucked in nice and tight rather than flaring at the ribs. 4, and last one, 5. Nice work, everybody. All we're going to do now is mash them both together. So we're going to bring the front squat and that push press together. So at the end of that front squat, as we're standing up, we'll pop those hips and turn it into a push press, and that'll be our full thruster for the day. So we're going to do 5 reps together in 3, 2, 1. Coming down and popping those hips through a thruster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relaxing there, popping those weights down. We can keep one out just for now. All we do now is go through the midline work. So in this workout we've got sit-ups, weighted sit-ups and V-ups. Obviously V-ups are the hardest version. So if you are struggling, you can change it to straight-legged sit-ups, sit-ups and then weighted sit-ups. That'll be a nice little scale to bring it back. And if you are really struggling with those sit-ups, you can just do sit-ups for each round and don't worry too much about it. But ideally we'll be doing sit-ups, weighted sit-ups and V-ups. So I'm going to start off with normal sit-ups. If you've got an ab mat or a hoodie you can roll underneath and put it underneath your lower spine, I'd suggest doing that. If not, don't worry too much, we don't really need them, just a little bit of aid. So we're going to go for 5 standard sit-ups now. In that butterfly position, send those arms back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relatively simple. All we're going to do now is grab our weight, bring that on our chest, and we're going to do 3 weighted sit-ups. Obviously, if you've got a weight, you can't really use your arms, so you have to try and use your shoulders and an aggressive sit-up to get that, to complete that rep. So we're going to do 3 reps together. 1, 2, and 3. Popping that weight down to the side for now. So the hardest one, all we're going to do is go for 2 V-ups. It's essentially a really aggressive hollow hold. We're going to start nice and relaxed with our arms down on the floor, and then we're going to activate. We're going to bring those arms and toes as high as we can to try and join them at the top like that. So we're going to do 2 reps together now. Start with those arms up in front of us. Activate in 3, 2, 1. There's 1. Get ready for the second one in 3, 2, 1. Activate. Just like that. The closer you can have your feet together and the point of your toes, the easier it will be. There might be some mobility issues with that, but don't worry too much. As long as you're getting a rough range of motion, if you're stopping to like there, you're like that far off your feet, don't worry too much, it will still count as a rep. All I need you to do now is pause the video, grab yourself a drink, go to the toilet, have a minute or two's break. When you get back, we'll be going into this workout. Welcome back, everybody. One more time, your workout today is called Whatever's Left. You've got 3 5-minute AMRAPs. Your first 5-minute AMRAP, you're going to have a 400-meter buy-in. With the time remaining after that run, you're going to do 12 thrusters and 12 sit-ups. You're then going to rest 5 minutes and go into your second 5-minute AMRAP with another 400-meter buy-in. With your remaining time, you're going to do 9 thrusters this time and 9 weighted sit-ups. You're then going to rest 5 minutes. You've got another 5-minute AMRAP, your final AMRAP. Another 400-meter buy-in. With your remaining time, you've got 6 thrusters and 6 V-ups. What we want to try and aim for here today, if we can run 400 meters in a minute and 45 seconds normally, we want to try and pace that back a little bit, because if you can, let's say you can run that 400 meters in a minute and 45 seconds, when you get back, you've ran a fast 400 meter for yourself. You're going to get back, you're going to be tired, you're going to need 10 to 20 seconds rest before you can get onto the weights or just the other 2 movements, and that will really affect your score, because the runs don't really count, they're just a buy-in to get into the rounds. So what we want to do, let's say we do run a 1 minute 45, we want to pull it back a bit and go for a 2 minute 400 meter run instead, so that when we get back into our house or our living room or a garden, wherever we're doing the workout, we don't need to rest, we can go straight onto the moves, because we've had a little bit of pace and rest almost in that run, so that we can get straight onto those movements. In terms of breaking it up, the thrusters are the only place that you need to break it up, but if you've paced it properly, you shouldn't have to. You will only have 2 to 3 minutes to do as many reps as you can anyway in each round with that 400 meters. So it should just be, you shouldn't need to rest, sorry. You've got 5 minutes rest built in twice. It should be an all out, just get as many rounds as you can done. in the remaining time. When you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, go.